Hey, can I get a Jägermeister?
Sure.
That's not Jägermeister.
Yes, because it says 14 plus at the back.
Ooh, interesting. Thank you.
That was about last night. Now about this car. This is the Kaido House Mini GT number 177. It was opened as a PO a little while back. Now it's finally here. And the box is going to show this orange BMW M3. To quickly refresh your memory, Kaido House already did this stunning blue M3, followed it up with the maroon M3, and now this is the third iteration that we have from Kaido House. It's done up in that orange paint job. The box has a white background with the orange car, and then you get more orange stuff on the side. And when you open it, it's green on the inside with the Kaido House branding on all the sides. So that's the box. So what is this car all about? Now, while I remove it from its box, you can quickly subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also give this video a like, because as always, I'm going to give you a backstory on what this beautiful car is all about. So, what's the story behind the number 177 Kaido House Orange M3, as it's now more popular? Well, the orange paint job, for all of you BMW fans or racing fans out there, is the Jägermeister livery. Now you get the Jägermeister reference. So, a famous livery, and not just on BMWs but on a lot of other cars. They started off with a Porsche done up in orange, but it was supposed to be actually green, a dark green, not the same green that you see on the car here. Now that green was because Jägermeister, for those of you who don't know, is an alcohol, and their corporate colors or their logo, their branding is usually in shades of green, a dark green, and they wanted the race car to be in that same green as well. And the Porsche that they wanted to begin with actually came with that green as a factory option. But somewhere during the meeting, somewhere before they actually made their racing debut, they decided they want to move to this bright orange, and which is why the Jägermeister orange livery was born. They did a lot of racing cars, like I said. They began with the Porsche, they did other Porsches as well, but BMWs are also a very important part of their racing lineage. 70s, 90s, we've seen a lot of beautiful BMWs. Why I'm only mentioning the 70s and 90s is because that's exactly what is related to this car. Now, the 90s BMW M3 is what we are looking at over here, right? And that's essentially drawing inspiration from the 90s livery, the Jägermeister livery on this car. But some of the more finer details are actually a homage to the 70s livery that they had on the CSL that was run by Alpina. Now, Jägermeister always wanted star drivers in their lineup. In various countries where they went and raced, they wanted a known face, a star driver to be behind the wheel. So people like James Hunt, Niki Lauda, Damon Hill, a lot of people have raced cars that have had the Jägermeister livery on them. In fact, the 3-liter CSL Alpina that I'm talking about, Niki Lauda's last race car in a presentation event just before his death actually happened to be the same car. And that's the car that sort of lends its inspiration to this particular Kaido House model. Now, the 90s M3, you see that inspiration in where they have put the decals, the placement or the layout of the racing numbers, etc. But the green spoiler that you see at the back, now that is an inspiration. That color comes from the 3.0 CSL Alpina from the 70s. And that quickly establishes the more successful or the more heritage-oriented livery from the Jägermeister lineup. And of course, like we said, this is intended for people who are 14 plus. So even people who are not adults are going to be collecting this model, which is why Jägermeister doesn't find its way onto this deco. But what you do get is the Kaido House lettering in a similar font. Kaido House hasn't used their original font or their own font. They've gone with a font resembling Jägermeister's font to quickly establish that relation between the two. In fact, as laws progressed, we saw cigarette brands, alcohol brands, all their branding or all their logos disappearing from race cars because of the varied age of audience that was watching these races, right? And Jägermeister somewhere stopped putting their logo, but that livery is absolutely iconic. And now Kaido House has reimagined it in a very nice manner. And usually on the 90s BMW M3s, you will see different racing numbers, but I see a number 30 over here. In fact, even on the box, it says number 30. And I think that's an Easter egg or an homage to the 3.0 CSL. Probably that's the reason why Junemai decided to go with number 30. And again, to establish or add that little hint of the Japanese Kaido house from where these models are originating, you also see a sakura flower on the top. Now, on the actual Jägermeister decor, the livery, you will see the stag, the deer logo, the stag logo. And there was also the running joke that these cars don't run on horsepower, they run on stag power, right? So a lot of rich heritage, a lot of rich history behind these colors. Not the exact replica, but I think a beautiful reimagination of the Jägermeister livery is what I think. And honestly, the model looks a lot better than what you see in the images. So if probably you avoided pre-ordering this, maybe thinking that the orange looks a bit tacky or it looks a bit gaudy, I'm telling you, throw those thoughts out of the window. Once you hold the model in your hand, once you actually see it in the metal, you're absolutely going to love it. Now, one little thing that I probably would change or would have liked differently are the wheels. Some of you are actually going crazy about the wheels. I got feedback from some of my friends that the white and the green wheels, they look good. These are the aero discs or the turbofan wheels like some people like to call them. So these aero discs are quite nicely done, but I would have preferred the wheels from the blue M3 to go on these. I think that would look nice. I think they also opened up pre-order for one of these diorama sets from Kaido House, which also has those BBS wheels, if I'm not wrong. I think those wheels, if you can swap them onto these, they will look stunning, or similar wheels, I mean. And, you know, it shouldn't be too difficult to do because with Mini GT and Kaido House, you get these two screws at the bottom. They are not rivets, so you can easily remove the bottom. You can swap those wheels out for something better if you like. So yeah, my thoughts. I absolutely love this model. It looks great. It's a perfect addition to the other two. And if you don't have the other two, I'm telling you, you're missing out on some amazing castings. These two are absolute must-haves. These are definitely going to be future collectibles. And I think that's also going to be the case with this model. It is definitely going to be a future collectible, and I hope you buy it for the story. You get it for the story that I just told you and not just for the hype. And I hope the story was worth it for you. So let me know your thoughts on this model if you've already got it. If you are still contemplating, let me know what's holding you back. And before we go, I'm going to give you a closer look at all the details. So the M3 that we already know, we've seen it in different colors, is that same iconic front face, stubby kidney grills, 4 headlights. They have been doing all sorts of things with the kidney grills at the moment, including the new 3.0 CSL or the 30 CSL that Mini GT also recently launched. We've seen a scale model on that as well. But this old school styling just looks stunning. Even with the Kaido House treatment on it, that face is not difficult to recognize at all. It is an icon in itself and one that has become timeless, completely timeless. So we see further detailing on the bumper. We see the amber lights. We see the the Kaido House detailing on it. The wheels roll freely. And we talked about the design of the wheels in detail anyway. Now, taking a look at the rear windscreen again has the Kaido House logo. You also see the green roll cage inside, matching color to the wheels and the spoiler, the rear wheel and the spoiler. And the tail light detailing, again, beautiful, iconic tail lights. And you get the Advan and the M3 logos on the tailgate with the BMW roundel in the center. And when you look at the registration plate, it says M3 KDO Ban. So that's basically the M3. KDO is Kaido House and Ban is street. Now the box says M3 Kaido House V1, doesn't say street anywhere, where usually they have the street variations named as street on the box. Here they are not saying that. Now, Bahn in German means street. Autobahn is the highway, of course. So yeah, so M3 KDO Bahn would ideally mean street, but yeah, that is not there on the box. Anyway, so the rear profile again looks stunning. The exhaust tips very nicely detailed, upward pointing. Now on the 3.0 CSL, they were on the side on that car, and some of the other race cars with the BMW Jägermeister livery again had those on the sides, but here you get them at the rear. I like that green. That green just pops out so nicely. These colors just don't look gaudy at all. They do in the photos, they do in the videos, maybe even in this video it's probably looking a little gaudy to you, but I think it just, no matter what angle you're looking at it from, I think it just looks really, really nice. You also get the KW logo on the rear, Advan logo again, the Yokohama Advan tires on those wheels. Again, a typical Kaido House thing, right? So those details stand out quite well. The rear three-quarter also looks pretty amazing. Now, the mirrors, for some reason, are not done up in rubber. Mini GT usually does them in rubber, right? And these are metal. And on top, you see the Kaido House logos, the Sakura flower that I was talking about, and there is the Kaido House on the bonnet as well. Let's also open the bonnet. Go very careful with that scalpel. Okay, the bonnet is open now, and that reveals the beautiful four-cylinder engine underneath, longitudinally mounted, and more green accents is what we see there. In fact, the detailing of that engine bay is really nice with the washer fluid reservoir right there. You also see a bit of the radiator in front of the engine. So nicely detailed. I am digging this. It just looks beautiful. And that's a nice angle for the car, right? Just keep it open, keep the hood open, depending on how you want to decorate it in your diorama. This one definitely deserves a diorama. Yeah, closing this is always a little bit difficult. You push it forward a bit and then you close it, and then it sometimes just snaps in place there. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the story. This is definitely going to be a future collectible, like is the case with the other two M3s. But as always, buy it for the story, get it for the story and not for the hype. And if you've already got it, let me know your thoughts on the model. If you're still contemplating getting it, let me know what is holding you back. But I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for watching this one. Until the next one, take care, drive safe, and happy collecting.